Hi, thanks for joining. I'm Tyrone Hedgeman, and this is A Compass for the Ways Word of the Day live broadcast. I always like to begin the broadcast off with the scriptures from Hebrews chapter 8, verses 10 through 11, where it reads, "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I'll put my laws into their minds, I will write them on their hearts, and I will be to them their people. I will be to them their God, and they shall be to me my people. And no longer will a man teach his neighbor nor his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. I encourage you all to know the Lord for yourselves. Going to a building on a particular day does not mean that we know him. We'll know him because his laws will be placed in our hearts and in our minds. A compass for the way is for the remnant and their generations, those who have spent their lives seeking the Lord, know God, and have been led by the Holy Spirit to walk alone, but not on your own. I invite you to fellowship with me in my home in the hopes and prayers that our generations will come together and say, I am the church and my life is my ministry. Today's word of the day, I will not be long, I promise you. Today's word of the day, probably 5 minutes. I'm going to get right to the point. I titled, My Deliverer. He's my deliverer. He's your deliverer. He's our deliverer. Anytime you find yourself in a situation, understand that God is a deliverer. And I'm reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 1, and I'm reading one verse, verse 10, and it reads, He has delivered us from such a deadly peril, and he will deliver us. On him we have set our hope that he will continue to deliver us as you help us by your prayers. I'll read it again. It says, He has delivered us from such a deadly peril, and he will deliver us. On him we have set our hope that he will continue to deliver us as you help us by your prayers. It says in the scriptures, this is Paul saying, and Paul said in 2 Corinthians, he said, he has delivered us, he will deliver us, and he will continue to deliver us. I just love the way Paul put that, and we put that in that perspective to this day. He has, he will, and he will continue. He's the God of yesterday, today, and forevermore. We always do that. Put it in our mindset and put it in our hearts and in our minds that God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. If he delivered us before, he'll do it again. And what I want to bring out in this context is that when it comes with man, and it's how we were designed by God, it's how we were designed from the beginning of time, we have to put these things in the construct of time so we can understand. Everything we have to put in some sort of time capsule so that we can understand. So we have to say he's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. We have to say he has delivered us, he will deliver us, and he will continue to deliver us, for us to grasp it, just for us to understand God, and for us to understand what's going on in our own mental. We have to, when we have to put all these things in the construct of time, it makes us feel closer to God and have a better understanding of who he is. Even our temples and our places of worship, everything, so that we, in our finite understanding of an infinite God, can define I am in a time and in a place. So we have to put God in a time and in a place, and we do it often so we can have this understanding of who he is. He's a God of yesterday, today, and forevermore. We go to our places of worship, God is here. His Holy Spirit is here. And we always put him in these concepts so that we can understand him better. But what if we could understand him outside of time? What if we can understand God outside of our time construct? Not that he has delivered us and he will deliver us and he'll continue to deliver us, but simply that he is a deliverer. It doesn't matter what time you're in, who you're in it with, where it's at. Just knowing that he is a deliverer wherever you at and whatever time you're in, he will deliver you from every situation that you're in. You know, there's no need for a season of deliverance. You don't have to wait for a season of deliverance to be delivered from whatever you're going through, from whatever situation you're in. You know, I'm not a Hebrew scholar or anything like that, but I believe the Hebrew word for deliverer is like parla or something, parla. But it means to slip away. It means to escape from something and be brought to safety. So we don't have to wait for a certain time for God to deliver us from any situation. It's not necessarily he delivered us back then and he'll deliver us now. No, he is simply a deliverer from all of our situations and our circumstances. I remember one time I was working on a project at the job, and I remember I had to get it done by Friday. So the due date was Friday. And it was one part of the project that I just couldn't figure out. And I'm like, I pray, Lord, you know, I need to get this done by Friday. Give me the understanding. Give me the knowledge of what I need so I can get this done by Friday, handed in due, and done with. You know, and Friday came and gone. Friday came and gone, and, you know, we in the meeting, and the project's not done, and why isn't it done, and who's responsible for what? Hey, it's not done, couldn't complete it. Got back the next week into the office that morning, right on my desk, working on it, and boom, it appears to me how to complete the project. The one part that I needed that I couldn't quite understand got to me. God gave it to me that morning to finish the project. And I turned it in that same day. And it was like, and I asked him, I said, Lord, why didn't you give me this when it was due? I needed this done by Friday. I needed this done by Friday so I wouldn't look a fool when it was on the due date. And you know, the Holy Spirit talked to me. It was like, I'm not on man's time. God is not on man's time. He is not in our time. We have been confined to this time, this cycle of time that is on man. And it's been ordained by God. He's put us in this cycle of time. But we need to worship him outside of the construct of time and outside of the constructs of our buildings, because he's beyond all of that. He is a deliverer. It's no need to have a season of deliverance. There's no need of saying, oh, yesterday, today, and forevermore. No, he is a deliverer wherever you at, whatever time you're in, and whoever you need to be delivered from. God is a deliverer. I want to just point out one thing, because I'm trying to stress the time thing to us. And we know in Ecclesiastic, it says there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. I need you to understand that there's a time and a season for everything under heaven. Under heaven. There's a time and a season for everything on earth. It says in his word, whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before. The meaning of this is that God has ordained the continual cycle of the events of life. The continual cycle of the events of life to us. We're stuck in this construct of time. That's the sun is the same sun that was there in 2020 BC. But we're in this construct of time, and we try to always bring God down from where he is and place him within our time construct. And we say, okay, for me to understand him better, here he is, there he was. He will be over here at this time. No. God is omnipresent, and he's all powerful. He is not within our time. So worship him outside of time. Worship him outside of your normal buildings. Worship him wherever you are. He will deliver you from every situation. It doesn't matter the time or the situation that you're in. That's my word of the day. He is my deliverer. I thank you guys for joining. Like my Facebook page, A Compass for the Way. I'll be on giving these words Tuesdays at 6:30. Always know that I love you. God bless.